Hello and welcome to another edition of the Father and Son Pastime podcast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Kevin.
That's my dad. Today we're going to talk about the 2021 Hall of Fame class of candidates for the MLB Hall of Fame. Dad, obviously we didn't have the Hall of Fame induction this year due to COVID, so Jeter and Walker will be inducted next summer into Cooperstown officially. Is anyone joining them at the podium given the class that we have? Is it just going to stay those two, Jeter and Walker? What do you think?
I think we have 3 additions.
All right, who are your additions?
Curt Schilling will get in.
Okay.
I think he's just a few votes short. And in a very historical year, Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds will be voted in.
So you're thinking that the steroid shunning is over?
I do. And I think this is how they're going to open up the gates for that, for futuristic folks that, Alex Rodriguez and all that stuff maybe come through the Veterans Committee and all that. But I think as time goes on and the next generation of sports writers come in, and I think there is going to be a change. I think people take a different viewpoint and they'll say, hey, how much did it affect their stats? Their stats were really good before they were, linked to steroids. And both Clemens and Bonds were just superstars during their era. So I think it'd be cool to let them in and let the parade happen. So I'm thinking this year will be the year.
It's very interesting that Schilling got more votes than Clemens last year. And Clemens, again, statistics-wise, is 100% better than Schilling.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if you went back to the 90s and you said, which would you rather have on your team, everyone would choose Clemens over Schilling.
True.
But
he was a true number 1 starter.
Absolutely, he was an ace.
Yeah. He could pitch today, probably.
No, he's no Nolan Ryan or Satchel Paige.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any new additions this year.
Interesting.
I think it's a shutout. I have a little notes on your sheet that this class reminds me of the 2013 class and the 2006 class. 2006 only had one inductee on it, and 2013 had no one inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So I just don't see. I see a very weak class.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I thought they would sneak in with this year.
Right.
And Curt almost made it last year, so he's just he's getting closer.
Yeah, I forgot who got in 2006 off the top of my head, but he only got like 76% of the vote, so he just squeaked in. I think it was a pitcher. I'm feeling it's Goose Gosh's, but that could be 2008, so correct me if I'm wrong at home. But it wasn't a dominant year then either. Since then, we've had just consistent first person on the ballots get it. We've had a year with Griffey, we had a year with Jeter, we had a year with Mariano Rivera. We don't have any star newcomers this year.
Which is unusual.
Yeah, the people that qualify, Tim Hudson, Mark Burley, Torrey Hunter, Dan Herron, Barry Zito, Aramis Ramirez, Victorino, AJ Burnett, Nick Swisher, LaTroy Hawkins, and Michael Cudyer. Every single one of them, in my opinion, fall off. They don't get the 5% needed. I think Bobby Abreu falls off.
I agree.
I think this is the year Sammy Sosa falls off.
Yeah.
The one person that I really like, and I know, I don't know why he never got the notoriety he did with all the gold gloves he had. He ended up getting, I think, more gold gloves than Ken Griffey, was Andrew Jones.
Correct.
Who could hit, field, throw. I know he got heavier in his old age, but don't we all? Andrew Jones, I think, deserves much more votes than the 19% of the ballot he got last year.
Yeah.
So it's a shame that he doesn't get a higher percent of the vote. And as far as I know, he was never linked to steroids. He was always extremely fast, quick, powerful hitter with the Braves.
The only thing I can think of is he had some fantastic year with the Braves, and then offensively he fell off a little bit and got to be almost a defensive replacement. And then as he went through the teams, he was, someone came in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning and was very, very good. But offensively, I think his stats weren't spectacular. So I think that may have hurt him. But his first 6, 7 years in the majors, he was a star, and even Chipper Jones went best I've ever sseen.
Yeah,
absolutely. And that's high praise from Chipper Jones.
Once Griffey came to the National League with the Reds, despite a few injuries, really the person that prevented him from getting more gold gloves in the National League was Andrew Jones.
Yeah.
Defensively at that time, obviously Jones was a little younger than Griffey, but at Griffey's age and at Jones's age, Jones was better defensively than Griffey in the National League.
He played shallow and dared you to hit over
Spider-Man catches. He loved climbing the wall just like Griffey did.
Yeah, and he covered ground.
Yeah.
And then back then, Turner Field was a big field. So, yeah, he helped the Braves. And don't forget, that was the era they had great pitching. They had really good defense. So it really worked out that they had the Joneses and then the people that surround him, and they did really, really well. So Andrew was the cornerstone of that outfield, and I think that people in Atlanta really appreciated him.
Yeah, he's the only person on the list that I think should get it. I think if some of these people never did steroids, they would have naturally got in. Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds are my 1 and 2 there.
Yeah.
Clemens would still have winning seasons. Bonds would have had all these stolen bases, a high average, a ton of home runs. Think about the years with the Pirates.
Yeah.
So it's just a shame that they turned to that just to get a little bit better and a little bit more money. But I think they naturally would have been in the Hall of Fame without steroids, but they're forever tarnished by that.
Yeah. And I think it was just the availability of those, and there wasn't any repercussions in those days.
Yeah.
So, but if you think about it, over the years, they keep inching up, 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 and especially if you look at 60 and 61%, wasn't too long ago they were in the 20s. So
I just think
people are starting to change their mind a little bit.
I think it's lack of quality people on the ballot. I think this is again after Jeter, Larry Walker got in. I think Larry Walker's a great player, but comparing them in the same class is also kind of challenging.
Yeah.
And again, Larry Walker just avoided steroid speculation amongst his class, which is another reason I think he got the necessary votes to get in. I am surprised that people like Sammy Sosa still on the list when Mark McGwire fell off or Jose Canseco fell off for admitting steroid use, because Sosa never admitted it. Like, even though he had a cork bat and just a lot of things, I'm just surprised Sosa's on this list still, despite his ending with baseball, with a weird ending with the Cubs, and then just a weird year with the Orioles.
Yes, and then Alex Rodriguez, is he off the ballot now?
No. He hasn't been retired for 5 years.
Got it. So he's coming up.
Yeah, I think he's 2023, but check me at home.
Yeah. So I mean, you're thinking about that one. Will get a good amount of votes first year. Probably won't get in, but he'll get his share of votes.
I think he's a very intelligent player. I just don't know if and when he gets in the Hall of Fame. He has 4 years that are 100% shouldn't be counted into the Hall of Fame. 1 year with the Yankees, 3 years with the Rangers.
Yeah.
That's, a fourth of your career, a little over a fourth.
But at least he has, he's come out and he said that he was sorry, and he at least he's been honest, and he claimed that he was, he did the wrong thing and all that. Will that help him? Good question.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below if anyone gets in the Hall of Fame this year that joins the likes of Derek Jeter and Larry Walker in Cooperstown next summer. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.